The second episode of it, Welcome to Derry, has just been released, and this chapter is full of interesting references and curiosities. They even showed us a new intro, with many secrets from Derry's past. We'll see all of that here. Today on Charlietales, we'll analyze the episode, and I'll tell you all the curiosities you need to know. Ready? Let's begin. The intro of episode 2 hides many references to the tragedies of Derry's past. For example, here we see someone dressed as an Easter bunny while burning. This scene represents the Great Fire at the Kitchener Ironworks factory. In the books, we are told that in 1908, an explosion completely destroyed this factory, killing more than 100 people, mostly children who were participating in an Easter egg hunt. Although it was said to be an accident, everything points to Pennywise being behind it. As for the bunny, reports indicated that a boy took part in the event dressed as one. When everything caught fire, he tried to save himself by jumping from the factory, but he didn't make it. Here we see a little girl looking into a drain hole. This is a clear reference to Georgie, the little boy who disappeared in the first movie of the saga. We can even see a newspaper below talking about a missing child. This illustration of the Juniper Hill Asylum also appears, where Lily was once interned. Some doctors are performing a lobotomy on a child. This is a reference to the era in which the series takes place. Shortly before the 60s, lobotomy was a legitimate medical practice used to treat disorders such as schizophrenia. But in the 60s and 70s, it was banned. In the books, it's never explicitly said that lobotomies were performed in Derry, but it is suggested. Here we can see a happy family with a house behind them. This is the haunted house on Neibolt Street. We saw it in the first movie of the saga. The protagonist faced the clown for the first time inside that house. In fact, in the image, we can notice the clown's eyes in the window, and the boy in front is looking at them in fear. We see a teacher giving a class about nuclear panic. The children are terrified at the possible explosion of an atomic bomb. In the series, we've been constantly shown that the government is fighting the Cold War, and the entire town fears a nuclear war. What's interesting is that in the scene, we see Pennywise's hands holding the projector. This seems to symbolize that the clown is generating this nuclear panic throughout Derry to feed on this fear. He's manipulating everyone, adults and children alike. In this illustration, we see a gangster car riddled with bullets. This connects with the end of the chapter. Thanks to Halloran's powers, the military find a vehicle with corpses and bags of money. This belongs to another tragic event from Derry's past. In 1930, there was a well-known gang of mobsters, but they died when they were ambushed in a shootout. In the books, it's stated that they were killed by armed citizens. What's interesting is that the illustration shows the clown as the one shooting them. This can be read in two ways. Either Pennywise really caused this tragedy, or perhaps he manipulated the townspeople into killing the gangsters. The second option seems more logical to me. When Lily is taken to the police station, we meet the town's sheriff. If we look at the door, it says his last name is Browers. This is the same last name as Henry Browers, the well-known bully from the movies. Remember that Henry's father was a policeman, so Sheriff Browers would be Henry's grandfather. The episode reveals that Leroy Hanlon has a medical condition that prevents him from feeling fear. That's why he was selected by the government to investigate an unknown weapon. The government knows there's something capable of instilling fear in its victims, and they want Leroy to find it. Of course, they know nothing about Pennywise. The season will show us the confrontation between Leroy and the clown. At school, we can see a blackboard full of drawings and doodles. Here we can spot a funny illustration of a teacher playing with a turtle. This, of course, is a reference to Matoran, the cosmic turtle, creator of the universe. The series has many hidden references to this being. When Lily walks through the supermarket, she notices cereal boxes with the faces of her deceased friends. If we look closely, the boxes are labeled Pennywise's cornflakes. This is the first time the protagonist sees the clown's name. In addition to that, on top of the flakes, we can see some red things that look like pepperoni. This seems to represent the children's bleeding wounds. Moreover, the box says, fortified with vitamins and iron. This seems like a reference to the metallic taste of human blood. Before the conversation between Will and Richie, we see a red-haired girl kissing a letter and placing it in someone's locker. Many fans have theorized that this is Beverly Marsh's mother. In episode 1, we could already see that in the girls' bathroom, there was a heart with the name Alvin Marsh, Beverly's father. So perhaps this red-haired girl is Beverly's mother, who is in love at this point in the story. What do you think? Ronnie is attacked by Pennywise, who takes the form of her deceased mother. According to the series, Ronnie's mother died during childbirth. which is why the little girl lives tormented and blaming herself. The clown used this fear in a very dark way. He turned the sheets of her bed into a sort of womb. Ronnie was forced to tear it apart to escape. In this way, the monster made her relive the idea that she killed her mother with her birth. If we look closely, the woman is wearing a wedding dress. We can also see this dress in this family photo from another scene. It's the same one Ronnie's mother wore at her wedding. The clown imitated the exact same dress to torment the girl. Will's mother realizes that some teenagers are beating up a smaller boy. She steps in to defend him, but what's strange is that no one else in town pays attention to the matter. Nobody cares. This is one of the clearest examples of Pennywise's influence in Derry. The creature has a certain control over the adults. This way, they allow dark things to happen to the children. This was seen more clearly in the movies. When Henry was about to cut Ben, some adults passed by and simply ignored them. The episode reveals that Leroy's family came to Derry, fleeing from something in their past. It's not clear what the reason was, but during a family argument, Leroy accuses his wife of always trying to get involved where she's not welcome. This seems to indicate that Charlotte is an activist for the rights of the African American community. She's someone who has always fought against injustices, and that has brought some problems to her family. At the end, Lily is tormented by a pickle monster, which represents the trauma of her father's death, as he died in a pickle factory. Many of us thought this monster was made 100% with CGI. However, thanks to behind-the-scenes videos, we can see that the creature was initially made with a prosthetic face. Then everything was enhanced with CGI. The episode introduces us to Richie, who is a Cuban-American boy. This is particularly valuable in the context of the episode. As we are told, the United States had tensions with Cuba due to the missile crisis. Therefore, the Cuban community was looked down upon in Derry. That means Richie is also a marginalized youth, just like the rest of the protagonists. When Halloran and his friends are drinking in a bar, they are interrupted by the bartender, who wants to kick them out. In response, Halloran suggests going to a better place, where they'll find illegal alcohol. Here, he's referring to the Black Spot, the well-known nightclub from the books. This place was founded by Derry's African American community to enjoy themselves without being harassed by racists. The Black Spot is the setting for one of the book's greatest tragedies, as it ended up burned down by a group of racists. For some time, the trailers have been hinting that we will see this fire. When Charlotte goes to buy meat, she meets a butcher who introduces himself as the Sharp Kirsch. We've already seen this surname in the film saga. It's the last name of the old woman that adult Beverly met in the second movie. It's possible they're related since Derry is a small town. That's all for today. If you liked the video, you'd really help me out by leaving a like. That would be legendary. Also, remember to subscribe to see more videos like this. Thanks for listening. My name is Charlie, and I'll see you in the future.